Now we're going to jump to Lululemon, a little bit different than that industrial space. And we've got an analyst out there, Glenn, from Bernstein, who's talking about all of the negatives that their perception is of this stock. And I've got a really easy word for that. I mean, I don't understand. I really find it crazy. And I think that I'm not alone because we're seeing what's going on with the stock. The stock got all the way down to 302 off of this downgrade, right? And they basically cut it back on the price target down, I think about 25 bucks off of where it was. So the price target now about 290. Here's why I disagree with that, Glenn. And we can have a debate if you're on the other side of it. Either way, it's fine. But you know what? They still have revenue growth. They still have incredible growth. They still have margins, although those margins are coming in a little bit. They've got high traffic. They've got the consistency of growth, and they are still developing the men's section of Lululemon. They're still developing the exercise part of it. When I say that, I mean the mirror, which they bought for a song. And now that's becoming something that's a bigger and bigger part of what they are. So I think that there's a lot of different catalysts out there for Lulu. And by the way, its PE is probably close to the lowest that it's ever been. And that just tells me that, you know, these guys are doing everything right. They're clicking. They've got some issues. It depends on if people have enough money to spend. But what do you think? Are these guys going to be able to continue on? I think they are. I own the stock.
I think so too. I'm bullish on them long term. Absolutely. I mean, since the start of the year of 2022, I mean, the stock hasn't really gone anywhere. And so, you know, you could say maybe it's finding some sort of a bottom here. I know I keep going there and shopping there, and I see a ton of people. The stores are packed. I mean, like you always say, boots on the ground. And every time I go in there, it's packed. And for the most part, it's kids with their parents. You know, the parents are buying the kids the clothes there. And the interesting fact that I will point out with that is that Under Armour is up off the lows since October, about 80% up. And so whereas Lulu's only up about 10%. And so that's kind of interesting to me where, you know, Under Armour has all those outlets out there. And it may be something where the consumer going to that cheaper product now as inflation is hitting their pockets. Right. So, yeah, I think that's probably what I'm looking at there with that. It might just take some time for Lulu to take off from here. Right.
Yeah, I agree with you. I own the stock. I've owned this stock for almost forever. It was 66 bucks when I first bought this stock. And my rationale was, you know what, these guys have so much growth out there, and they've actually proven that out time and time again. And oh, by the way, when you look at margins, if any guy who's a bull, any analyst who's a bull on Nike, how can you be a bull on Nike and then look over at Lulu and say, you know what, I think these guys aren't going to be able to do it when you look at the margin difference? It's huge, and it's in favor of Lulu.